Welcome to Ecamm Live Vlogmas 2021, Day 20, Sports Field Calendar. I got the Sports Field Calendar 2022 by mail on Friday, but I also got this map of the Swedish islands Öland and Gotland the same day. So I thought that I can begin with the map, and then we'll move on to the sports field calendar later in this show. Today I will also experiment with my iPad, and I will use it as a webcam. Earlier I have used the iPad to show what's on the screen, some kind of camera screen share thing. But now let's test to take a closer look at the map. Which I don't know how the sound will be in the next scene, but we'll find out. So now we take a look at the map. I just dropped the sports field calendar on the floor, but now it's back on the table for the next scene. Here we can see the islands of Öland and Gotland in the Baltic Sea. And both Öland and Gotland are landscapes of their own, and very, very popular in summer to visit for summer guests, because they are so-called sun-safe. So in the not so very sunny Sweden you often get most sun on the islands to go and be on the beach and so on. And Öland is famous for its two lighthouses, one on the south side, on the end, and one on the northernmost point. And what's more, it's famous for its windmills, and in the largest town of Öland, the Swedish royal family had their summer house there. So they spend their summers here on Öland. And Gotland is the largest island in Sweden, and the largest city on Gotland is Visby. And that's in a medieval town, and it's very, very interesting because it was a very powerful town in the medieval times during the Hanseatic era, but then it totally lost its economic importance, and it became just a town which slept for hundreds of years. So it's still very, the city center is like walking around in medieval times in the architecture. And what's interesting is here is that one, Slite, and in Slite is the last remaining large cement factory in Sweden. And for the last year there has been a lot of controversy if this factory should be closed down or not, due to ecological reasons. And the problem is, if this factory is closed down, then there will be no cement, or not enough cement in Sweden to build houses, roads, etc. So there is a lot of infighting between various parts of the Swedish official government and so on, and of course companies who want to build roads, houses, etc. And if they can't build them, okay, that's bad. And here at the northernmost part of Gotland, there's another island called Fårö. You can see Får means sheep, the island of sheep, and you can see there is a sheep. It's not a good focus, but on this island, Fårö, lived the Swedish director Ingmar Bergman, well known. So this was the map from 1954, which I got by mail, which I bought on Swedish eBay. And now we will change scene back So, now we're back at this main scene, and Ingmar Bergman was, of course, and is still a great figure in Swedish cultural life. So Sweden, which is part of the European Union, doesn't have the euro, but it has retained its own currency, the Swedish crown. And the Swedish crown, the 200 Swedish crown note, has Ingmar Bergman on it. And on the other side is a very specific natural type landscape of the Gotland and Faroe Islands. They're called this specific stone sculpture, or what you can call them, formations, are called raukar or rauk. So now we move on to the main subject of this vlog or video, and that's the sports field calendar. And the sports field calendar is published by Mats Tallqvist in Växjö, and once a year you could buy his sports fields calendar, where there are one sports field every month, and often these sports fields are from the Swedish countryside, and sometimes they are not functioning as sports field anymore, they are abandoned. And so this is the 13th edition of his sports fields calendar, and we can take a quick look through the various fields for this year: March, April, May, June, and so on. And well, as I said, I dropped it earlier, so I lost December, and here's December, and December 2022 is with snow, as you can see. And the calendar itself, the page looks like this. That means Sports Field Calendar 2022. So that was the video of today. I'll see you in the next video.